So whether or not that turns into a complete collapse or not, I don't know. I think globally, people are going to have problems if you do that, just because the United States is one of the major drivers for the global economy. So, continuing on, I'm excited about the cheat code format. I don't understand what to do with the numbers. Check out the cheat code video. That explains those numbers in great detail. What about taxes? Unfortunately, I'm not qualified to give you even suggestions about the IRS or taxes. I am interviewing a CPA that specializes in traders. He's very reasonable. He has a ton of stuff for free. He has do-it-yourself stuff that you can use. So I will continue my interview process with him and then eventually introduce him to the crew once I've fully vetted him out. In fact, I've got an accountant who's checking him out right now. You talked about proportions regarding length of pole and length of flags and pennants. On my screen, those proportions could vary depending on how much I zoom out, zoom in. Yes, it will, but it won't change relative to the pole. That's what you have to realize. Okay, I've zoomed way out, so physically on the screen, it's taking up this much space for the flag. So if I zoom in, physically you can see, okay, it's taking on a much bigger area, which is why we have to give it some kind of benchmark. If I told you that I was tall, how do you know I'm not living with a group of pygmies in Australia, right? Now, if I told you I was tall and I played on an NBA basketball team, then that means something more. Because now you know relative to the people who I'm around that I have some kind of benchmark. So if I look at the pole, relative to the pole is the key. How big is the flag relative to the pole? If the flag starts getting to be, about as long as the pole, and I can see that this distance here is about the same length as this distance here, well, that's now not really a flag in my mind. That's more of a trading lane, and that's where I'm expecting counter-trend trades and maybe some false breakouts. Okay, so remember, it's always, everything we do has to be relative to something else. What are we going to be trading, currency contracts or currency? I trade the spot Forex market, not the futures markets. I still have questions about the Inner Circle membership, creation, additional costs, opportunity, return on investment, etc. It's not specific enough. I don't know what you mean by really any of that. What supports your knowledge of the market direction or swings that may trigger stops or take out certain trades? Direct conversation with market makers themselves. And also professional traders on the floor, like the S&P 500, the bonds, the notes, the 10-year notes, the 30-year bonds, the euro dollars, and the currency contracts, plus professional traders and floor brokers and floor traders in, say, the Philadelphia Exchange options market. Their tactics, talking and reading about specialists, former specialists, individuals that have researched specialists. So typically my knowledge comes from actually talking to the people that execute the strategy. What provides you with information about 4 key dates that will definitely affect the market? Well, first of all, I never said they will definitely affect the market. That's my opinion. My opinion, I guess it would be a better way to state that, is that they will affect the market. Having said that, you remember everything is perspective. There is still the possibility that they won't affect the market. Nothing is 100%. Can the size of these moves be scaled in any way? That's actually a good deal of what we're going to be talking about, how to scale those moves. What are the requirements or time selection of the inner circle of trust? I don't understand that. After your last surveying questions about a more select or filtered group, I reread your 9-1 email. Initially, I presumed the seminar attendance would teach and provide inclusion to the inner circle. Now it seems like the seminar attendance is just part of the crew, if not everyone, and then you will introduce another filter or the inner circle to the seminar attendees for an additional price. Is that correct? No. And that survey actually caused quite a bit of blowback, which was actually interesting and very educational. The inner circle is the inner circle.